What were you saying, Mike?
It's interesting that you guys are singing that song.
Yeah.
Because in the words of no other fount.
Yes.
No other fountain.
Yes.
No other flow.
Yes.
Nothing in this world can satisfy the true being of a person.
Yes.
But the blood.
Yes.
Of Jesus.
You sound great. I'm glad. I'm glad we're doing this. So this is Joseph and Mike here at LifeSource, and I wanted to make sure that we shared the wonderful topic that Reverend Mike was discussing today. Mike, you were sharing today from this standpoint, and that is whether or not we are all in. That the Lord gave His Son, everything He had for our benefit, for our salvation, to give us a chance to make it. And you were asking the question whether or not we are seriously, as believers, as members of the family of God, whether we're all in. What does that mean?
That means that I am committed to doing whatever it takes that I fulfill. Let me say it like this, that I pay God back for what He has done for me. I have opened up myself like God opened up Himself. And I am glad, like God was glad to do it, even though it was painful for Him, because it meant His Son had to die. And He was glad to do it because He loved me so much. He loved you so much. He loved all of us so much. He knew that the only thing that could save us was His Son's death. So He let His Son die.
So it's kind of like one of those things where the only thing that can save you is me.
Yes.
I'm the one you lied to. I'm the one you misled. I'm the one you mishandled. I'm the one you didn't trust. And yet, when it comes down to it, the only thing that will save your life, or the only person who can save your life, is the very person you've mishandled. Can you imagine that, folks? That you have to go back to the very person you stepped on, you rejected, you mishandled, to save your life, to bring you back to health, to bring you back to wholeness. It's that person that you now have to go back to and say, I'm sorry, I need you.
Yes.
I need you. Yes. I need you to save me. That's the gospel. The Lord is all we truly have. We figured out that money doesn't save us. In fact, billionaires die every day. The super rich and the super wealthy, they die every day, and some of them in horrific, unforeseen circumstances. They crash in planes, they crash in cars, they have accidents, they have aneurysms, all kinds of things. Crazy things happen to people. Money doesn't save. Well, how about power? If you own all the doctors in the world. In fact, you don't even own them. They just all love you. They all worship you, think you're the best thing since grits. And yet with all of their power, they can't save you either. For those of you who don't know what grits is, how about sliced bread? Hopefully most of us know what sliced bread is. Or you're the best thing since naan and curry. Whatever it is, whatever it is to you, the best thing. You can be all that and a bag of chips, and you still have no one to save you. That's the bad news about living. Is everything we can do to save ourselves or those we love. Do you love your daughter? Do you love your son? Do you love your wife? Do you love your husband? Who is it? What would you give to save them if you knew they were on the verge of death? I'll tell you what. Here's the answer to that. God is all there is. All all the worshiping and the singing and the dancing, and all the show stopping that we all put on. Oh, that sounds great. That looks great until you have to back it up. Until you have to back it up with your life and truly be all in. Truly be all in on what you say you believe. Truly be all in on what you claim is the truth. Are you prepared to stand up against that? Because today might be that day. And that's what we talked about today. I'm sorry, Mike, I went on a little long. Go right ahead, man.
No, man. No, the truth is the truth. We are not all in people. We are just in people.
Just in.
Just in enough for me to be comfortable. Just in enough for me to be safe.
Yep.
Just in enough for me to be hopeful.
Enough for me to get my fire insurance.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I want. I want my fire insurance, and I want, no, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you. We want to escape hell and live like hell.
We want to escape hell and live like hell. There's a phrase that's going to be popular. We like to escape hell so we can live like hell without the consequences.
And see, we don't understand that hell is a consequence of not receiving the love that comes from God.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's the good news.
That's the
gospel.
Yes. You know, there was something else you were talking about, and that was whether or not what love means to us in so many words. Because we have people claiming to be Christians who are constantly telling, their view of spreading the love of God is by telling people in anger and hatred and judgment, you're going to hell, and you're on your way to hell. And if you don't become a Christian right away or believe God right away, then you're headed for hell. Where does the Bible make that clear? Where does the Bible make it clear that that's how we ought to treat people?
It does not.
Because I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Jesus is supposed to be our example, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Who did Jesus tell you going to hell?
Nobody. I mean, that's the truth.
He
Jesus,
met the woman at the well. She was married five times.
Mm-hmm. And was living with a guy.
Was married so many times, she decided, I'm just going to have a situation now.
Yep. And people talk like that now. Yeah. I'm not going to get married. I'm just going to be a lifelong bachelor from here. The last wife or the last 3 or 4 husbands didn't work out. So I'm just going to live my life and be. You hear Hollywood stars saying it. You hear people on the street saying it. Individuals saying it. I'm just going to live like I live. And that's that's just the way the world is. But our response has to be more than you're on your way to hell.
That's right. Because that's not all that it is. That there is. There is this great big mushroom cloud of God's love that spreads all over this entire world, engulfing as many people as who would enter the cloud.
Yeah.
Because God is love. God is not willing that anyone should perish.
God is not willing that anyone should perish. And that's how we should talk.
Yes.
That's the whole thing, folks. That's how we need to talk to each other. Like we want to save someone, not just by scaring them to death, not just by letting them know that they'll be banished from among us, or they won't be like us, or they won't be as good as us, or smarter, or as good. I mean, that's what we make being a Christian sound like. It's like being someone who's well-dressed, well-heeled, and wealthy, and good-looking. That's not what Christianity is about. That's not we make it into something sometimes that's superficial and silly and deliberately personally offensive. Not that we say to people, I have really good news. God loves you.
Yes.
Your life can be different. It can be better. Not living your best life. That's nonsense. You can't live your best life outside of God. And if that's what you mean, that's fine. We ought to say that. But we ought to say it this way. You can have a life that you cannot believe. I don't even know what your best life is, but I'll tell you who does. God knows. God knows what your best life is.
Yes.
And if you just give God half a chance, give God a few minutes of your time, that will be your best life. But you got to make up your mind that you're all in. Make up your mind that you're all in. And I'm really talking to Christians, people who claim to be Christians. Are you all in your relationship with God? Or are you half stepping it, showing up at church because it's a popular official thing to do? It's the social thing to do in the clubs that you're in. It's what your mama did. It's what your father did. It's what your brothers and sisters, it's how we were raised. Are you all in with God? Not your favorite denomination, not your favorite church. Because all these things are going to go away, folks. All these church structures and things you're seeing, they mean absolutely nothing apart from God. What you really want is a relationship with the God of the universe, not the universe itself, because the universe is not a God.
It's a created thing.
It's a created thing.
Yes. It was created. And now the enemy of our souls has us worshiping the creation.
Yes.
Rather than the creator.
The God who made this universe.
Yes.
You and I have a every moment opportunity to engage with that person. And that person will give you your best life. And I guarantee you, it doesn't look like anything like you think it looks. It's going to be different. And you'll see. But I promise you, you will know that it was worth every moment. You will see that it's worth every moment. And not just you, your family, your friends, your children, your wife, your husband, your neighbors, your coworkers. They will see your enemies. That best life you live will even prove to be a benefit to them. That's what we're talking about today at LifeSource. Thank you, Mike. God bless you, man. Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, peace, everybody. Joseph, here at LifeSource, me and Mike and the family, we're out.